Hello, everybody. I'm Matt.
And I'm Maggie.
And we are...
Hopefully awesome.
That's right, a positive place on the internet where we nerd out about all the geeky things we love. And today's geeky thing is...
Don't make fun of him.
Hey, Bumble, you better be here.
Because I'm the radio. That's what he does. That's what he does. He talks to the radio. Maggie, they made a whole movie about it.
I know they did. We watched it.
That's right. We watched it because this is Going Back to Beast Wars, our weekly podcast where Maggie and I rewatch the entirety of the Beast Wars saga of the Transformers universe. We've already watched all of Beast Wars. We watched all of Beast Machines. We watched the original 1980s cartoon movie.
Yeah.
Followed it with the 2007 Michael Bay movie.
Oh, God.
And now we have finally arrived at the best Transformers movie?
So far?
I mean, I would think so. And that is 2018's Bumblebee. That's right, because this week we got Rise of the Beast, the new Transformers movie coming out. So this is all in preparation to watch those beasts rise. So if this is your first time... Yes. So if this is your first time hanging out with us, welcome. We hope you all enjoy this time with us as we go back to the world of Beast Wars.
Yeah.
Nailed it. So without further ado, Maggie, how's life? How's things going?
It's going.
No, Tom! We're going back to Beast Wars.
Going back to Bumblebee.
There we go. Well, the name of the show is Going Back to Beast Wars. Do you want a Transformer?
Yeah, I want a Transformer. Surprise me.
Here's Pete Davidson.
Oh, great. Cool.
And Starscream.
Yay!
You know Starscream.
My boy. Oh, God, his wings popping off. We got people in chat. Dariana. Woo! And Eric.
What's up,
Hola,
Eric?
Maximize, yes.
Maximize! We got Cheetor here hanging out with us. His tail looks a little funky. And Bumblebee.
Oh, that's like the only, like, there's no movement to it.
That's weird. This guy's tail tucked between his legs.
Not really.
Welcome to Bumblebee, everybody. Uncle Bobby Bumblebee.
Uncle Bobby.
We are here with Bumblebee 2018. The 6th live-action Transformers film. The 7th theatrical Transformers movie overall. Original release date was... Everything okay?
He's confusing.
Who, Pete Davidson?
Yeah.
Tell me about it. Am I right, everybody? No, I'm kidding. Pete Davidson, he's all right. I don't have the patience for this while I do this whole thing, so
I'm sorry.
You have fun.
I'm sorry if I have weird looks on my face. I'm trying to figure this out.
Original release date was December 21st, 2018. Maggie, do you know what else came out on December 21st, 2018?
I don't know.
Shout it out in the chat if you know. We'll come back.
Google it.
Don't Google it. It's more fun if you have no idea. Just throw some guesses out. Written by Christina Hodson, whose previous projects include... You ready for this, Maggie?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Check this out. This is Christina's first Transformers project.
Mm-hmm.
However, Christina also wrote Shut In from 2016, Unforgettable from 2017, Birds of Prey and the Fabulous Emancipation of Harley Quinn, The Flash, that's coming out next week.
That's crazy.
Fast X Part 2.
Yeah, kudos to this lady.
And, of course, Batgirl. Also wrote the Batgirl movie.
Why?
Why did she write it? Or
no, why? God, why do we have to... This keeps on bringing up the heartbreak in my heart.
When's it gonna be my time? Nah, it'll happen. It'll happen. Yeah. I honestly, it does bum me out a lot. Like, especially after rewatching Bumblebee. Like, just thinking about how good Batgirl could have been. You know, especially since she wrote The Flash. Like, I mean, that even looks good too.
I mean, she helped brought in Michael Keaton, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So
Think about it. Batgirl's going to be super tied into the Flash. We didn't even know it. Crazy. Directed by Travis Knott, the last Knott. Get it? That was the name of a movie. This was the first Transformers project of Travis Knott, but Travis also has been in animation since 2000s, working as an animator for the PJs. Do you remember the PJs?
Remember the PJs, yeah.
And was lead animator for Coraline, Paranorman, the Box Trolls. His first film he directed was Kubo and the Two Strings in 2016, followed by Bumblebee. His first live action movie was Bumblebee.
Well, he's in top with Tim Burton.
Unfortunately, yeah, that's a very good point. We got Jerry in the chat saying, I'm going by the screen names, all right?
Jerry.
Just because we know what her actual name is. I'm just, we don't want to. Somebody's like,
right
I'm
just
in
saying
secret.
Jerry. That's all.
All right, fine. She throws out Infinity War. That is a great guess. It's wrong. It's a great guess, though. And it did come out in 2018, but December 21st, 2018 was what it's going for. And that was, you ready, Maggie? It's a very important movie. Aquaman.
Really?
Yeah.
Really, Matt?
My man!
I'm sorry.
Do you know why I remember that?
Wow.
Because we had to choose which one we were going to watch. And we picked Bumblebee.
Yeah, we picked Bumblebee. Yeah.
Thank God. And then we went and watched Aquaman. I was like, that was fun.
Yeah, that's okay.
But Bumblebee was...
It's fun.
Yeah. Aquaman was good.
Yeah.
It was decent. it wasn't... It's not a good movie. But, I had an enjoyable time. What?
I like that. It wasn't a good movie.
Don't get me wrong. It's not like Barbie, or Oppenheimer. It was fun.
Don't get the internet started, Matt.
What? On what?
On Barbie and Oppenheimer.
I'm excited for them. They're going to be great movies. They're going to be great movies. They're all going to be great movies. They're a hell of a lot better than Aquaman. All right. Listen. I'm sorry, but they put my man Pat in this the ugliest wig I've ever seen. It's like they went to the set of The Witcher and was like, "Hey, is Henry Cavill using this? Okay, cool. We're gonna borrow it for a couple hours." Yeah. And they're like, "Here, jump in a bathtub," and then that's what we got. He's like, "My name's Orm." Like, what does that even mean? Anyway, back to Bumblebee. Maggie, what are your thoughts on Bumblebee?
I loved it. I've always loved it. It reminds me of like multiple 80s movies, but all into one.
That's true. And honestly, what more should a Transformers movie be than to be an 80s movie? Yeah. Just saying.
It's true.
Maybe a 90s movie. As we'll see next week. Yeah. Maybe.
We'll see. No, not next week.
Or this week. Holy
Matthew.
God, I just lost time.
God.
Well, Maggie, you know what my favorite part of Bumblebee was? War rages on Cybertron.
Oh, no.
And things look bad for the old Autobots. They're trying to pop some tires and light the fires. And it's just not working. What did you do to Pete Davidson?
He died.
What happened?
I was trying to twist his legs to make the car.
That's not how you transform Transformers.
Well, this one does, so.
I don't think that's what happens. All right. How about you just play with the one you know how to do. Hey, all right. Listen, Decepticons. Do I have the? Cause I'm not gonna follow this. Okay, listen. We're on freaking Cybertron.
For God's sakes, everybody, and it looks beautiful.
The first 5 minutes of this movie is easily the best Transformers movie we've ever had. Okay,
it's true.
Like it is like. They knew what they were doing, and now the original opening for this movie was just like horse shit. It was garbage. It was just Bumblebee is like, oh, fucking hate humans. Humans are fucking garbage. Can't believe I'm still fucking here helping humans. God damn it. And then it like, I don't know, goes and shows, what's his name?
John Cena.
Yeah. And then it goes away. Wow. Wow. And so this actual beginning, it's just basically they were like, hey, let's just do Gen 1. Let's just do that, but for real.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Yeah.
I'd watch this whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
They proved that it could work, And don't get me wrong, I really enjoy Haley Steinfeld.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoy her, and I like all, the story and everything that they do here and stuff, and the coming of age and all that, and the family and all that stuff. All that's great, but the Cybertron stuff is just, it's a cut above the rest,
Perfection.
It is, and honestly, it definitely opens up the all the questions of like, what exactly is Bumblebee? Okay, and we're gonna go back and forth a lot during the course of this movie of whether Bumblebee is a prequel to the Michael Bay movies, if Bumblebee is a reboot, if Bumblebee is a soft reboot, or if Bumblebee is its own thing.
Its own thing.
Yeah, and honestly, there's
ain't nothing like a chicken wing.
A chicken's penis.
Oh no!
But we'll get into all that. The obvious answer is it's a reboot, but we'll explain all that later. And you may disagree, you may think it's just a prequel, and that's fine. Honestly, they themselves fucked it up. So it's up to us to decipher what it is. Okay, they did. Did you break it more?
No, I didn't.
Show us where it's at.
2 pieces. Jesus.
God. Well, at least it's not
Merrick says Maggie is part forming Pete Davidson.
That's great. So, anyway, we are on. Are you okay?
I'm thinking.
What are you thinking about? Pete Davidson?
Pete Davidson. I think I know why he's getting all the ladies.
Why? Because
he's difficult.
Hey, you want a piece of me? No, I want both pieces.
Did it.
My name's Jazz. Anyway, we're on Cybertron. Yeah. All right, and it's amazing. All right, we see all these Transformers. We got Soundwave coming up. He's like, and it sounds amazing. He pops out. Oh, you got it. You did it.
Look, he's back together.
Look at that.
His legs just need to be fixed. That's all.
Hey, I got nothing. I was trying to think of like a Forrest Gump reference, but it just, the only thing I came up with was Lieutenant Dan, and I was like, that's not going to play for what Maggie's doing right now. Anyway.
Ice cream.
So, we see Soundwave. Soundwave opens up, his tape comes flying out of his chest, which is amazing.
Yes.
We also see, what's the other guy? The one with the Soundwave? Wait. What did I just say?
I don't know.
There's too many.
There's too many sounds.
Like I get confused. Here, I've got them listed here. We got Soundwave and Shockwave. It's the wave. It's the wave that gets you. Yeah, he's the guy that stayed back to watch over Cybertron for like 2 millennia while they were all just hanging out in a volcano, Mount St. Helena.
Eric says, and we see Wheeljack and Cybertron Pablo form. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I honestly, so Wheeljack.
Yeah, we got Wheeljack.
This is Wheeljack, right?
Yeah.
So
he's a TV van.
I didn't notice him in the movie, which I know you're saying he didn't look like this, and I remember everybody being like, "Oh, they changed him." I didn't remember seeing him. Like we looked, but like it just, I don't know. He didn't pop out to me. I don't know. But honestly, it's fine. I mean, I like the new design. I don't know what the old design was, so I can't really say I don't like it. But I like this little Volkswagen look and thing,
TV.
Yeah, it's a TV van.
TV van.
Hey, at least he's not a goddamn satellite.
Yeah.
Like friggin' Soundwave was. Anyway, let's get out of here.
Back to it.
So, of course, we get RC running around. She's like, do, and then friggin' Starscream comes flying in there, and he's like, thank you, Primal. And then Optimus is like, oh, fuck, everybody, I'm here, and I got a flat fucking face now. And Bumblebee's like, oh shit, you do. And they're like, fuck, everything's going to shit. Everybody get the fuck out of here. And Bumblebee's like, I'll never leave you, Optimus. And he's like, soldier,
you have to leave.
You have to go find me Sam Witwicky. We need Sam Witwicky. And then he shoots off.
What's a Sam?
Bumblebee shoots off with the other Transformers. And then Optimus was like, oh, fuck, no! And like the tower falls on him, right? Yeah. And then we see Bumblebee. He's like, he goes to Earth, and, John Cena's playing some paintball with the guys. And I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it. Totally ripping off Saved by the Bell wedding in Las Vegas. All right, they completely ripped off Saved by the Bell wedding in Las Vegas. Now, if anybody doesn't remember Maggie, I don't know if you remember those. So after Saved by the Bell, there was Saved by the Bell the college years. Yeah. After that failed, they canceled it. Yeah. And then decided, hey, what if Zach and Kelly got married?
Make a movie.
Yeah. And so NBC was like, fuck it. We'll give you a couple $100 to shoot this in the desert. Yeah. And so they did. And, it's all about Kelly and Zach getting married in Las Vegas, right? Yeah. But it begins, it's been a couple of years since, at least it felt like a couple of years. I don't know. But anyway, it'd been a couple of years. We start up and it's like, oh no. Zach and Slater and Screech they've joined the military and they're behind enemy lines, and what the hell is gonna happen now? And then these two people pop him like, we got you, bitch. And he's like, Zach and
really, they said that on NBC.
Yeah, and Zach and Slater are like, this is all your fault. No, this is your fault, Preppy. And they start pushing Screech back and forth, and then Screech falls on the ground. Right? He's like, oh, my fucking leg. And they're like, oh, see what you did? He's like, yeah, I saw what this did. Bah, 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 bah. And it's paintball. It turns out it's just paintball, Maggie. And that's what they did in this. I'm telling you, the person we was just praising for writing, Christina, she's great. Obviously a big fan of Saved by the Bell. So just saying, it was great. It was great, but it was on Saved by the Bell first. Just want to make sure everybody's aware. So
come after you.
The year is 1987. A great year. A great year.
Because Matt was born.
That's right. I was born in the world. And the world would never be the same. And we got what's his shit? John Cena. Yeah, he's playing paintball with the boys, and then just so happens.
What? I didn't see him the whole entire time. I had to. That's my favorite emote in Fortnite.
Hey, sorry. Side note. Optimus Prime is going to be in Fortnite.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Is he a secret skin?
He's apparently going to be the level 100. So Fortnite tweeted out, they were like, hey, who wants to see the level 100 skin? And Transformers commented on it, and it was just a pair of eyes.
Uh-oh.
It's going to be Optimus Prime.
It's Optimus
just Prime. When I think I'm out, they pull me back in, the bastards. Anyway.
Yeah.
So he's playing paintball, and just so happens, this is where Bumblebee crashes, right? And they're like, holy fuck, it's an asteroid, and this is way better than Armageddon. And they're like, what the fuck's Armageddon? He's like, I don't know. It's 1987. Hasn't it come out yet? We don't even know. And so Bumblebee's like, oh, okay, it's going to be okay. It's just humans. Everything's going to be fine, right? And then it turns out, nope, it's not going to be fine, because they got fucking cars with the what's the thing? The harpoon guns.
Yes.
Like in the middle of San Francisco, I guess, is where we are.
Upper California.
Yeah, I mean, but still, not really a good reason to have harpoon guns on vehicles. Like, not even like miniguns or something. Like, I mean, just harpoon guns. I don't know. Obviously, all that makes sense if you look at this through the prism of it being a prequel and not a reboot. But we'll get into all that at the end of the show. But in the way that this is perceived, it doesn't make a lot of sense. So Bumblebee takes off running, and they're like, "We fucking gotta get him! Gotta get this fucking robot!
He's killed everybody!
He's killing them all!" And then Bumblebee transforms into a Jeep. And like, it's really cool because he's still yellow.
Yeah.
Which I really enjoyed that. Like, I mean, it makes sense. Obviously, it makes sense. But like, I just never thought of that before. Like,
Yeah.
that it's not just a carbon copy of it, that he's just that
Yeah.
color and he would turn it
Yeah.
up.
That's
Anyway,
pretty
it was really cool. And then I guess at this point, that's when the first jet shows up, right?
Yes.
And it's a Decepticon. And he's like, I'm not Starscream. I'm some other guy.
Screw you.
And Bumblebee's like, well, guess what, bitch? I'm B22222, and you're going down, fucker. And I don't know. He lights a match and like spits like alcohol on it, and like it sets the dude on fire, right?
Yes.
And he tackles him to the ground, and like the jet dies. I think is what happened. I'm pretty sure it was pretty close to it. And so like as they're laying there. And John Cena's like, oh, we got you now. And he's like, no, you can't. And they're like, no, get him. Anyway, all this ends with Bumblebee just getting like shellacked. Right? And he's like, I'll never talk. And then the Decepticon's like,
oh, I'll make sure of that.
And he rips out his fucking vocal cords. And he's like, and now we got a reason why Bumblebee doesn't talk. And so then Bumblebee loses all of his like power and stuff. And he passes out next to a pond. We've all been there.
Yeah.
And he looks over at the people hanging out, having a fucking barbecue.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I'm going to be that Volkswagen that they've got. I'm just going to...
I'm going to die here and become a Volkswagen Beetle. That's my dream.
I will be reborn as a VW Beetle. And yeah, that's what he does.
That's what he does.
And so then we cut over to Charlie, right? We just cut over to her, and she's waking up, and she's got like, I don't know, the B-52s playing or something. Whatever these fucking kids listen to these days. I don't even know. Yeah, sure. Whatever it was.
What? I'm sorry.
What?
Eric says Blitzwing voiced by the one and only Depth Charge, David Sobolov, who also is voicing Rhinox and Battle Trappin'.
Ooh,
Hey.
nice.
Thanks, sir.
Hey, good shout out, Eric. That's awesome. I don't think I knew that. I wrote this show a week ago, and I've literally forgotten everything about Bumblebee.
A lot of stuff's happened, so it's all good.
So then, you know, we meet Charlie, and she's like, oh, fuck, Charlie bit me. And then her little brother is playing, like, karate and shit, and he's like, oh, it's my birthday, or it's gonna be my birthday, and I don't know. She goes to work with hot dog on a
car.
stick. I like a car, and the mom's like, you can't have a car, you got a fucking bicycle. What do you need a car for? And she's like, Ma, I need a car. I'm 18 years old tomorrow. I need a fucking car. And the mom's like, well, sorry, no,
I don't have that kind of money.
we gotta send your fucking brother to karate camp, and we just can't afford it. Listen, if your brother doesn't win the All Valley tournament, then listen, there's gonna be some bad kids taking some big strides in this country, okay? And we gotta make sure that doesn't happen. So he's got to focus on his karate championship. All right? No, I didn't say he's Ralph Macchio. Maybe he's one of the bad guys. Or maybe he's a Cobra Kai. Strike first, strike hard, strike last. Don't die. And so then she goes to work, right? She's in the little hot dog on a stick place. And the guy, I don't even remember his name. Do you remember his name?
No.
Noah. Right? Isn't it Noah? I think it's Noah.
I think you're right.
I know you were just saying no to be funny, but I'm pretty sure. Are you making a David and the Giants reference? Memo.
Yeah.
Memo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's Memo. Anyway, so, you know, she's over there, and he's like, hey, I want to talk. And she's like, oh, no time. Got to drop off this lemonade or something, right?
Yeah.
And then, this stupid Buffy wannabe walks over and knocks the tray out. And they're like, oh, sorry. The dude's like, oh, don't worry. I can just take off my shirt, and it'll be fine.
And all the girls are like,
oh my god. Yeah. And he's like, don't worry, guys, I've been practicing for this All Valley tournament, and it's gonna be big. All right, so
Cobra Kai never dies.
They're like, whoa, you're so cool. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna teach that street rat what's what.
Aladdin.
Yes. So we're gonna tell that fucking monkey where he can shove it. Abu.
I know.
Not Aladdin.
I know.
I wasn't calling Aladdin.
I know what she meant.
So So then Charlie is like, I'm gonna go to the place, the Uncle Roy's
the
junkyard, and she's like looking around at stuff. I don't remember why, but then because she's got the car, her dad's car, that she's trying to fix.
Yes,
and
beautiful car.
Yeah, it's great. And then she just so happens to see Bumblebee, and she's like, oh, does that happen yet?
No.
Okay,
No,
so she
it
goes
just
home.
shows how she talks to Jack. Like she said, "Can I have these parts?" And he's like, "I'll charge you." Blah blah. She said, "I could get those somewhere else cheaper."
Yeah,
yeah. But she takes the parts back home.
yeah. It starts working on her car.
And then that's when they.
Well, we cut over to
Mars. Is it Mars?
Yeah.
Yeah. We cut over to Mars.
We go to Mars. This might have happened earlier.
It might have.
But either way, we go to Mars, and like there's two Decepticons. They're like, "Hey, bitch, you better tell us where Optimus is." And they're like, "I'm never telling you anything." He's like, "Well, guess what? The radio done told us everything."
Yeah, there's a signal transmitting from Earth.
I feel like she had to have jumped Bumblebee off at this point, because like
I
that's
think
like
so.
sent the signal, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, they find out the Bumblebee's on there, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna get old Bumblebee, fucker." And then they go to Earth, and then Charlie wakes up. It's her birthday, and she's like, "Hey, guess what? We got you a gift, and it's a new helmet." Yeah. And it's just the worst fucking birthday.
Her mom does not listen to her anymore.
Nah, hey, parents just don't understand, Maggie. I don't know if you're aware of this. Parents
I do
just don't understand.
Oh, God. That's what our daughter's going to say about
it. Actually, our daughter will be like, "Who's Will Smith?" What do you mean a Fresh Prince?
No, she will know the Fresh Prince. Maybe. She will.
She'll know
Thanks, Eric.
DJ Jazzy Jeff, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Anyway, so then she goes back to work, and it sucks, and she then goes back to the junkyard, sees Bumblebee. The guy's like, "Hey, what do you know about this car?" And he's like, "I don't know nothing about this car." Yeah. And he's like, "Tell you what, kid, you fix it, and it's yours. Happy birthday." And she's like, "Really?"
Yeah.
And then
she's so happy.
And the guy's like, "Yeah, well, if it's a death trap, and she'll never get it out of here anyway." Which I don't understand how you can just give somebody a car without like a title and all that stuff.
I mean, if it's a junkyard and it had nothing in it,
you just make
pertaining
up a
to
title?
the. I mean, I guess so.
Like, how do you get that insured?
It was the 80s, Matt. Come on.
It's true. They didn't even have seatbelts.
Nope.
So Charlie starts doing that thing, working at the car wash, sprays it down, whomps on something. Next thing you know, bingo, bango, bungo, the Bumblebee's fucking driving around.
Yeah.
Right? And she's like, "This is the best car ever. There's more to this car than meets the eye. Let's go home." And so she's driving home, and then now we cut over. It's not time to Lake Michigan. I don't even fucking know where we are, but it's somewhere. And the alien guy who played Kingpin in Daredevil, the series, he's there.
Okay.
And there's this asteroid coming straight for him, right?
No, don't be mixing Men in Black with this, Matthew.
He's like, "Sugar in water."
I need sugar.
She's like, "Your skin's hanging off your bones, Dave." And he's like, "Oh, thank God my car's okay, Priscilla." And she's like, "What about
you was
me?"
trying to sleep with my sister.
And he's like, "Well, listen here. At least I got my car." And then the other asteroid hits, and it's both the Decepticons. And guess what, fuckers? They're out for blood because these Decepticons don't know what is up. That's supposed to sound more menacing than it actually did.
They don't know what is up.
There you go. That was perfect. You nailed it. So then it's the next day, and Charlie's in her garage, and she's like working on Bumblebee, and she sees his face, and she's like, "Oh fuck!" And then he like transforms. She's like, "Oh my God!" And then he's scared. That's right, because he doesn't have any of his memories. No. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached the point of the movie where it becomes the Iron Giant. Okay, which is fun. Yeah. It's a great movie. Like,
beautiful movie.
If you're gonna rip off a movie for a Transformers, make it the Iron Giant and do it in live action, because we've not got that, right? Closest thing we got was Ready Player One with the Iron Giant running around, which it was a fun movie. I liked Ready Player One. We literally haven't watched it since theaters, but I remember liking it. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
All right. So then he transforms and she's like, oh my God. And he's like, oh, I'm scared. And she's like, okay, hey, why don't you tell me? He's like, and she's like, oh,
you can't talk.
Yeah. And she's like, well, here, why don't you try this? And gives him a tape and it's never going to give you up. And he's fucking.
She installs her dad's car stereo into it.
Yeah. And then he spits the tape out of her, almost takes her fucking head off, right? And she's like, oh, shit, Bumblebee.
She tries Rick Astley. And he spits it out. I love that part.
That's what I just said.
Oh, really?
I said he plays Never Gonna Give You Up.
Well, I'm sorry.
So
apologies.
Then she's like, okay, you gotta stay here. I love my car. It's great. And then I guess she goes to work or something. I don't know. A lot of things are happening. Memo finds out. She decides, you know what? Fuck this place. I don't want to work here anymore. And so her and Bumblebee, I'm just gonna go ahead and skip a ton of them. Her and Bumblebee and Memo, they go to the top of a cliff. They're gonna jump into this lake, right? And Bumblebee's like, oh, you can do it. And she's like, no, I don't dive anymore, not since I lost my father. And Bumblebee's like, no, you got this, and kicks her out and goes, you got the touch, you got the power, yeah. And Maggie, did you want to show off your? There you go. Look at that.
His spectacles broke.
Yep. Looks great though.
Yeah, it looks like Cyborg in the face.
Cyborg.
Yeah, like DC's Cyborg.
Oh God. Okay.
Oh my
gotcha.
God, Matt, you flatlined.
I did. I was like, who's Cyborg? Cyborg Spider-Man. Like that's where my brain went.
Cyborg Spider-Man.
Anyway, so she gets out and the guy with the shirt is like, oh, you got gold medals, everybody, and. Then she doesn't. She chickens out. She doesn't do it, right? And they're like, oh, it's okay. Hey, don't worry about these fuckers. And then the girl walks over and is like, oh, sorry, I hit your car. Maybe your dad can get you a new one. Oh, I guess he can't. Fucking horrible person.
They're like, oh, you're the worst. I was like, I would disown her as a friend. I'm sorry. If she's going to burn somebody she barely even knows, she's going to burn you.
Well, I mean, and like, especially about her dead father, like... Fucking God. Anyway, Haley Steinfeld obviously has more in front of her than this woman does. Right. Like she peaked. Yeah, this girl, sorry. She's peaked. She's peaked in high school. She's probably gonna pop out like 12 kids. And maybe end up in jail for meth. That's what I assume is gonna happen, okay? That's just what I assume. I've seen Forrest Gump. I know what happens to Jenny. Okay? I'm just saying.
God, Matt.
So now we go, and it turns out the Decepticons have met Sector 7. That's where John Cena was a part of, by the way. And so they're like, oh, Earthlings, we're here because we're looking for a fugitive, a fucking yellow car.
Of our planet.
And then John Cena's like, there's a place off Ocean Avenue that I know exactly where he's at. He's a yellow car. And
wow.
And so he's like, are we really going to give them access to our satellites and stuff? And they're like, we should. Think about the advancements in technology.
Yeah.
He's like, their names are literally Decepticons. Is that not a red flag for anybody? And like, maybe the best line that he has in the whole movie. Like, if we had more funny John Cena, I think it would have been more fun.
I agree.
This is before everybody knew that John Cena was a comedic goldmine.
Yes.
You know, just wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
And so then they're like, fuck it, sure, give them the satellites and shit. And so the Decepticons are creating like the World Wide Web and shit. And you got Al Gore sitting in the corner like, oh, I know exactly how I'm going to use this. He claimed he invented the internet back in the year 2000. He said that when he was running for president. So
poor Al.
So anyway.
He does become the emperor of Earth.
So anyway. Was that a Futurama reference?
Yes, it was.
Just to make sure. And so then Haley Steinfeld and Memo, they go somewhere, and Bumblebee's left home alone, right? Typical Kevin McAllister stuff going on, right? There's a couple of guys trying to break in. He sets up some glue traps for them. They step on a board with a nail on it, and he goes like, oh. And, you know, so he tears up the whole house, right? And Memo's like, you better get here. Fucking, I don't know, Bumblebee's doing some crazy shit. And then he accidentally plugs something in, and then that tells the Decepticons where they're at. Now Sector 7's up everybody's ass, and they're like, we got to get the hell out of here. And the little brother's like, I can help. And she's like, fuck you, Danny. No, you got to practice for the All Valley Championship. Listen, we got to focus, okay? Only
Daniel.
We can only focus one thing at a time.
Daniel
LaRusso. And so then she like, I don't know, Sector 7 shows up and they're like, where's the fucking car? Where's the fucking car? And she's like, I don't know, it's my car. And then they leave. And does Bumblebee get taken at this point? Let's just say Bumblebee gets taken.
Oh, she rides way in him and then they catch him. Like they freeze him.
Yeah. And she's like, Bumblebee! And they're like, no, kid, it's just a fucking car. God damn it.
No!
And she's like, kid, you don't know what you're dealing with. And the Decepticons are like, thank you so much. We'll take it from here. And then, I don't know.
Then they, like, basically torture him.
She puts on a leather jacket, and she's like, I'm ready to fuck some shit up. I'm going to go dive on some bitches. And so she goes down to where they're holding Bumblebee, and they're beating the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, he's dead. He's dead. But now we can call on the rest of the Decepticons. And they're like, what? Fuck B, we're leaving. And so they leave. They're going to go set up a fucking trash tower. Like goddamn District 9 or something.
I know. Like just, dude, they just light up the place. They're like, nobody's going to notice this big old antenna lit up all green.
We gotta get Decepticons here, okay? Because if there's one thing we need, it's Starscream needs to be here, okay? So, kick the tires, light the fires, let's roll. And so then Haley Steinfeld walks in and is like, Bumblebee, I'm here, but he's dead. And she's like, oh no, give me the fucking taser gun. I'm going to shoot him until he comes back to life. And she shoots him and nothing happens. She shoots him again, nothing happens. And she does that like 27 more times, right?
Yeah, she's up all the guns that they
had. And then finally Bumblebee's back. He's back and his eyes are blue. But then, so they're like hugging and everyone's like, oh my God. And then fucking, I don't know, the John Cena shows up and they're like, oh my God. And eyes turn red and they're like, no, he's bad. We gotta.
No, he's not.
Oh, the Decepticons are fucking bad. This is terrible. There's only one man that can help us now. And then it's The Rock. The Rock shows up. I'm joking. That doesn't happen. It's Bumblebee because this is Bumblebee's movie.
Yeah.
And Memo's like, "Hey, you go on. I'll save you some time. I'll slow him down for you." And she's like, "Thanks, man." No, they don't kiss.
I thought she kissed him on the cheek.
Nah, I think that's at the end of the movie.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Right here, she's just like, "You're a good friend."
Yeah.
Just poor Memo. Just never. It's never gonna happen, bro.
No,
just read between the lines, man.
She's too
into Bumblebee, and that's fair.
No.
I don't mean like that. I just mean like she's got her own shit going on. You know, she doesn't need relationship shit on top of that. All right, she's got to save this fucking car. Yeah. All right,
she's
car.
18 now, making her own decisions.
That's right. So. I haven't seen a story about a lady driver and a sentient car this good since Herbie Fully Loaded.
I was waiting for it.
This is the love of a Volkswagen Beetle knows no bounds, you know?
Never know.
No bounds. Anyway, so they find the Decepticons in the big tower. What's up? Is Herbie a Transformer? Is that the guess?
No. I drove a Volkswagen Beetle for years.
So they go to the trash tower, and that's right, you did.
Yeah.
Who would have thought you've been my Lindsay Lohan this whole time?
Oh God.
So anyway, they go stop the big trash thing.
The trash antenna.
Yeah, and the Decepticons like, oh,
they're transmitting a signal to the Junkions.
God damn it! Don't touch that! Down. And, so Bumblebee's like, fuck your shit, man. And she's like, oh, man, I got to save Bumblebee. I'm going to dive in here and I do it. And
good job riding in the dive.
That's right. They set that up and knocked it out of the park. But then there's still one of the Decepticons is still around. So there's got to be like a big fight or something between them. And John Cena lets them go. It's very much Fast and the Furious. And, then Memo shows up and he's like, "Oh, is it over?" And he's like, "Yeah, man, you missed the whole thing." And it was pretty funny. Again, another funny line from John Cena.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, more things happen. They fight. The parents drive and almost get in a wreck, but they're like, "Oh, this is cool." Then it turns out, "Oh, we actually do love our kid," or something. Or, "Well, you're a kid. He's my stepdad or stepfather. She's my stepdaughter." And then, anyway, we end up at the Golden Gate Bridge, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, "I love you, B." And he's like, "Hey, you know what? I love you too, dog."
You can talk now?
And he's like, "I'm never gonna forget you," or something. I don't know. He's remembered everything. He now knows who Optimus Prime is. They watch the little view screen, and now he remembers everything. Right? He's like, "I gotta go prepare a way for my father.
For my savior.
Go fix this so that Optimus Prime can show up, right, and save us all."
Hallelujah.
Die for all of us. And so she's like, "I'm gonna miss you, B." And he's like, "Yep, if I had emotions, I'd be feeling those too right now, but I'm just a robot."
And guess what drives by?
What?
A Camaro.
That's right. And
she's like, "You could have been a Camaro."
Yeah. And then he turns into a Camaro. Not the same Camaro as the beginning of Transformers. Just to be clear, I thought it was. It's not.
No.
Of the 2007, it's not the same model.
Mm-mm.
So that even when they were trying to set it up, they still didn't set it up. So anyway, so then Bumblebee's
all
like,
on purpose.
Bumblebee's like, "I'll see you fuckers later." Right? And he goes on the Golden Gate Bridge and passes a truck, not Optimus Prime, just a truck. It's just a truck. It's not Optimus
It's
Prime.
not him.
It's just a truck.
It's not him.
And then like they drive off, and Haley Steinfeld starts singing songs. She's like, "Ba-da-ba-ba, I'm Bumblebee, and I love Bumblebee, and now I'm gonna go and be a Hawkeye."
Oh, well, she's
Hawkeye.
driving in her dad's car. She finally got it fixed. and started.
Flashlights. And so then that's so that's the song she's singing in Pitch Perfect 2. Anyway, so cut to credits, boom. Then we come back from the credits, and here's Optimus Prime.
Well,
And Optimus Prime is like, "Hey, fucker, I finally showed up."
you finally sent out that signal, you dope.
Well, he's like, "B1222222. It's good to see
3,
you."
4, 5.
And Bumblebee's like, It's good to be here, but my name is Bumblebee now." And Optimus is like,
Okay.
Okay, Bumblebee. My name's Truckman." He's like,
No,
"Are
that
you
doesn't
sure?"
work, sir.
He's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, no, I'll just stick with Optimus Prime.
You're supposed to stay our
My
savior.
name's Randy Newman." I'm not even gonna do it. And then it's over. That's
And then
basically the movie.
Grimlock comes around the corner. He says, "Me don't like you."
That'd be great. Maggie is wearing a Grimlock t-shirt. Everybody.
Josh in chat said that he loves the
Nice.
shirt. I love all of his moods. It says, "No nice dino, save universe, bash brains, kick butt, not feel sorry, laugh, not kisser, you wrong, you ugly too."
I do love your shirt. It's fantastic.
I love it.
But then, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. That night in
Target
nearby
app.
forest, Optimus commends Bumblebee on keeping the Earth safe. As the two watch Autobots refugees appear in the sky over Earth. Not far away, Charlie successfully gets the Corvette running and takes it for a first drive.
Yeah.
Shut up and drive.
Drive.
The end. That was it. That's one of the best movies. And we'll talk more about it. But first, it's time for the countdown to Beasts. 3 days.
It's the last time we get to say that, Matt.
It is the last time.
Yeah.
It feels like the first time.
God,
Feels like the very first time.
I've learned so much.
You have. Remember, Maggie, remember when we started this trek to Beast Wars a mere 6 months ago?
God.
It's been 6 months.
It doesn't feel like
It really
It
doesn't.
feels like it's been 2 months, to be honest.
Remember when we watched the trailer and I was like, "Holy crap, Maggie, look, it's Cheetor."
And I'm like, who the heck
Yeah.
is Cheetor?
And I was like, "Oh, you don't even know, but Cheetor's amazing." And there's my boy Rhinox, and we got Optimus Primal, and he looks just like him, And then you were like, "I don't know," but now you're here. You have experienced all the Transformers that you need in order to enjoy Rise of the Beast. Maggie, where is your head at? How are you feeling?
I'm excited. Like, I finally understand.
Now that you know who this guy is.
Yeah.
How excited are you?
I'm excited to see him. You knocked over Pablo. Poor Cheetor. He can't pick up anybody. I'm really excited to see Cheetor and Optimus Primal and Airazor.
Airazor will be really cool.
Yeah. And Rhinox.
Do we get Rhinox saying slag?
I hope so.
I bet we don't.
I kind of want them to say the Inferno or the Pit.
The Pit?
Yeah.
The Pit.
The Pit.
Nah. They
burn in the pit.
They got too many fish to fry with this movie. They don't have time to reference Transformer hell, you know?
That's true.
We got this old guy popping up for us.
Yeah.
He's apparently in this movie.
Yeah, he is.
Which is in all the trailers. Sorry if you didn't know. I guess it's a spoiler, but it's in all the trailers.
It's in all the trailers. Because...
He eats planets. He's obviously bigger than a planet. Nah. Hey, actually, Pete Davidson was in a movie called Meet Cute on Peacock, and it's really good. Everybody should go watch it. Honestly, it's good. It's a solid movie. It really is. Don't even look into it. Just watch it. It's great. And so, yeah, 3 days. By this time,
Eric.
This time Thursday will be good. What's up? You want to get us caught up on chat?
Okay, so chat. So let's see. Eric said, is there anything Angela Bassett can't do? She's a great Decepticon.
It's true. We didn't even call that out.
And she would have made a badass Storm from X-Men. I agree.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Young Angela Bassett, she would have been great.
Even now, just let her do it.
Let her be an older Storm. That'd be great.
Put her in, what's that movie coming out?
I don't know.
Secret Wars.
Oh.
Put her in Secret Wars.
What movie?
It's a variant Storm.
And then he said, it's the Breakfast Club with Bumblebee raising his hand as you walk on by.
Don't you?
Let's see. He says, and I'm a Chimera now. Biatch. Pitch perfect, because you mentioned flashlights. But he said, yay, Matt, we got Maggie on the Maximal and Predacon team.
That's right. Hell yeah, we did.
Yeah. My boy, I want... no, I forgot his name.
Rat Trap?
No.
Dinobot?
No. Is it Dinobot?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dinobot.
See, that's what's confusing. 80s... Well, that's what's confusing, because all of the Dinobots are called Dinobots. But there is a Dinobot in
Yeah.
Beast Wars.
Apparently I like the same personality.
It's true. It's like,
except Dinobot has more honor to himself than Starscream does.
It's almost like they used Starscream as a base, and they were like, "What if we gave him an actual character?
Yeah,
if he wasn't just a terrible,
not just driven by wanting to kill Megatron." And
which I mean is fair. Who hasn't wanted to kill Megatron? You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna be a bad guy, at least be good about it.
Yeah.
You know. I digress. So yeah, literally day after tomorrow. We'll be watching Rise of the Beast. Also,
just to let you know, Matt's shirt came from Old Navy, and there's also another Autobot shirt on Old Navy.
It's true.
It's the Autobot symbol with, it looks like Optimus Primal, doesn't it?
Yeah, I believe it's Optimus Primal.
And the symbol.
Yeah.
And this one we found on Target's app.
Yes. Yeah.
Just want to let y'all know. Because a lot of y'all's commenting on them, and I just want to let y'all know.
We also got some Turtles shirts from Target. We'll be showing those off soon. For sure. Anywho, what?
I can't wait.
Oh, I thought you said wait. So now let's get into war. What is it good for?
What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again.
I'm really gonna miss that. Maybe
I'll
I
try
should
to figure it out.
Figure out a way to include it in
Turtles.
Turtles. So, war, what is it good for? Well, this time, of course, is where we look at how the war has transpired so far.
Yeah.
So this time the war has begun again.
For the third time.
Well, fourth for us, because it began.
Oh yeah.
In the 80s Transformer movie, and then it began again in Beast Wars. And then did it
The
begin?
5?
Did it begin again in Beast Machines? I guess it did.
I guess
right?
it did. And
Or was
then-
that just a continuation of the same war? Because
I thought it was the continuation of the same war.
right? I would say it's the same war. Like they fumbled right at the finish line.
Yeah.
Or the touchdown yard. I don't even know. But they fumbled the ball, right? They didn't end the war because they didn't stop Megatron fully, right? So I would say that's a second one. Then 2007.
Can we say that's not
Transformers.
canon?
Beast Machines?
No.
What?
Wait, Beast Machines? Yeah, not canon.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Man,
I had to rethink that.
You can make anything not canon if you want to.
Beast Machines is not canon.
Transformers likes to do this thing where Transformers, there's no, it is anything and everything and nothing at the same time. Okay, if it wants to tie in, it ties in, and if it doesn't want to tie in, it doesn't, and it doesn't really matter. Like, does War for Cybertron actually connect with anything? I don't know. Maybe, probably not, but maybe it might connect to Gen 1. But does Gen 1 connect to Armada? Does Armada connect to Beast Machines? Does what I mean? Like, it's all over the place. What about Transformers Prime? What about Rescue Bots? What about Robots in Disguise? Like, what I mean? Like, it's just all, it is what it is. It is what it is. What it is what it is. And that's what it is.
Oh my god.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal.
That's right. Here is everybody that joined the party this week. So, Maggie, on the Autobots side, we had Bumblebee, Uncle Bobby Bumblebee,
Uncle Bobby, Baby Bumblebee,
Optimus Prime, of course, Cliff Jumper, Ratchet showed up, RC, which was fantastic. RC still looks great. Can't wait to see RC in this.
Yes.
Hey, can we just call out the fact that the RC toys are terrible?
Yes.
Like, what the hell is going on with the RC
especially for
toys?
this movie, she's colored red. And clearly in the movie trailers, she's pink.
Like, to find a decent RC, we had to get this at $5 below.
Yes.
It's the only way you could get a pink one.
That's the only way.
Granted, they do have like a higher end ones that are
Yes.
like $40 that are pink, but
Yeah.
like for the ones that match like the ones that we've got,
And she's like the only one that's colored correctly. Like,
yeah, and like it's red, and RC's
I don't know.
red.
Like y'all got him right.
Yeah.
Like he looks good.
Yeah.
Why couldn't you do the
He's
same for our
yellow.
girl? She's red.
I mean, even Rhinox is like green,
yeah.
kinda. Anyway, RC, Wheeljack, Brawn, and Ironhide. You want to see my guns? Did you break another Transformer, Maggie?
her legs.
Maggie, am I gonna have to not let you play with the Transformers like while we're here? I swear.
I didn't mean to.
I can't
was
wait to
just
see
trying
what you do
twist
to our pizza shooters with the turtles.
Wait, did we get them?
No, we did not.
Oh,
But that
okay.
doesn't mean we're not gonna go.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
I was like, I remember looking at those, but I don't remember buying them.
Are you putting her on anyway? The Decepticons, we had Shatter, Dropkick, Blitzing, Soundwave, and Ravage, which comes out of Soundwave.
Yeah, Ravage looked awesome.
Ravage was great, and honestly,
Yeah.
especially after seeing him return in Beast Wars, like I've really grown to have a much bigger appreciation
Yeah.
for Ravage for no
God,
reason.
Just
you
watching
know?
him just pop out and become a panther, I loved it.
Which kind of is lame. The way that he shows up in what was the second one, Revenge of the Fallen, because like Soundwave in Revenge of the Fallen is a satellite dish first off, which is terrible, and then he shoots down. Does he shoot down Ravage or does he shoot down a different Transformer and Ravage comes out of that Transformer? I don't remember, but either way, it was terrible. I mean, because Soundwave just, he's not a freaking satellite. Like, what's so hard about making a boombox, you know? Like, come on. I mean, they could have at least made him like a DJ van or something, you know? Michael Bay, piece of crap. Shockwave, our Cybertronian Cyclops, we like to call him.
Yeah.
Starscream. And Thrust.
Wait, Thrust was in there?
Not the same Thrust.
Oh, okay.
Right? I'm looking it up.
I'm sorry, you said Thrust.
No, I mean, you're right. And I forgot that Thrust was one of the Beast Machines. Maggie Vamp Force.
I feel like I'm going to puke.
That is terrible.
I'm sorry. Everybody.
Okay, no, there is a thrust from G1.
Yeah, that
he's,
is right.
He's also a jet, like, what's his name? Starscream. But there was thrust in Beast Machines. So there you go. Probably one of those situations where it's like similar, like Silverbolt.
Yeah.
How that was also one, but it has nothing to do with the same Silverbolt.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Will we ever get a Silverbolt, Maggie?
No.
Yeah, probably not. If we do, it'll probably be the friggin' Vulture version.
If we got one, he would be shot.
Immediately.
Yeah, immediately.
Did you know Ken Watanabe is in the 4th Transformers movie as a Transformer?
Yeah, you told me that.
Okay, just making sure. On the
Ken
human
Watanabe.
side, we have
Treasure.
Charlie Watson, Memo, Jack Burns, and Dr. Powell, Friend Powell. He's the Sector 7 scientist guy.
Yeah, he's
which
a
we're gonna
butthole.
get into all that shortly. Others, we also had Conan Watson. That's the dog. It was the mojo of this movie. It was Conan. So now let's talk about some upgrades. At the end of the movie, Bumblebee, I don't know why I said him that way. Bumblebee
At the end of the movie, Bumblebee
takes on his Camaro persona. Is that an upgrade? Would you say that's an upgrade?
No, he could be anything at any point.
I mean, I like the Volkswagen design myself.
I
like
do
how
too.
he's got like the rounded edges and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I really like that Bumblebee. And don't get me wrong, the Camaro, especially the 2007 version, like with the new Camaro, like I really love that car at the time and all that stuff. And like, sure, it's more sporty and all that. I get it, but it's a Volkswagen. Like, it's cool. You know, I mean, maybe it's not cool, but it's cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I digress. So now let's get into In Memoriam. Let's remember all those that we've lost this week on Beast Wars.
We're all gonna die.
There it is. Cliff Jumper. That's the guy on Mars. Or the moon. I think it was the moon. Blitzwing. Or, yeah. Dropkick. Shatter. That's it. Alright, now let's talk about the best quotes from this movie.
Well, that's just crime.
I'm gonna miss that.
For
too.
Turtles, it needs to be Master Splinter saying something and then that.
Can it be that, but instead of cutting to CSI Miami, it's like CSI New York or something? Like we stick
like
with
that.
CSI for no
Hi,
reason.
Angie.
For no reason,
Yeah.
we just stick with it. Hello, Angie. Oh, mine stopped updating. I wasn't seeing like any of those comments you said. Agent Burns. They literally call themselves Decepticons. That doesn't set off any red flags for anybody. Bumblebee, thank you so much for giving me my voice. And Charlie says, thank you for making me feel like me again. Like I'm still just on you. It was
so
very sweet. It was very sweet. Like I really,
It's like,
we're being funny, but I really
Yeah.
love their relationship in this.
I
Like
do
it was like the first Transformer, but even better.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah.
So good.
I can't wait for Viv to be big enough to like understand it.
Yeah. I don't
can't
think we're going to get that level of heart in Rise of the Beast. Like, I just don't, I'm not expecting it. It'd be great if we do, but I'm not expecting it.
Yeah.
But I'm really glad we got Bumblebee. I would love to get more standalone Transformer movies. Like,
Yeah.
we just focus on one character, you know? What did you break another one? Oh, a Starscream movie? You know, I'm kind of surprised we've not gotten a Starscream movie.
I'd love it.
Transformers Origins, Starscream.
No.
Maybe that's why we haven't got any, because X-Men Origins just really just shit the bed so bad, you know? So now, let's get in. Oh, Optimus Prime says, old friend, you kept this planet safe. Because of you, we have a future, B127. And Bumblebee says, I have a name. It's Bumblebee. And Optimus like, fuck, you do you, man. Whatever you want to be called. Far be it from me to tell you what you should be called, okay? If you want a new name, if you want a new identity, that's you, dog.
You do, baby Bobby Bumblebee, baby.
I support you, Bumblebee. Whatever makes you
Uncle
happy.
Bobby
Whatever
Bumblebee,
makes you
baby.
feel like you are you in your own skin, you know?
Yeah.
I don't care what you are because I'm going to love you anyway, Bumblebee. Bring it in. Bring it in,
You're
bro.
not my dad.
Or is he? I mean, in a multiple universe, anything is possible.
Oh my god.
Now let's get into Trader.
Raider!
Did you fix Bumblebee?
Look at that.
Good
I didn't
job.
break him.
No, I said, did you fix him?
Yeah, I fixed
I couldn't get it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got him.
cool.
His legs are hard to twist.
Shatter and Dropkick turn on the humans. I wouldn't necessarily say it's Trader, but I mean, they kind of do.
Oh,
Agent-
double
Double-crossed.
They
Deceived them?
deceived them. There it is. I was like, what's that word?
No. Agent Burns
Flatline.
turns on the government to save Charlie and Bumblebee. So technically, he's a traitor to the U.S. government. He'll be locked up for the rest of his life.
He had to do what his brother did for him.
Family don't run.
Family don't run.
Wouldn't it be great if his last name was, instead of Agent Barnes, it was Agent Toretto? And he just hasn't aged for 40 years. Because obviously this takes place in 87.
Matt, because he went back in time.
I'm telling you. All right. If the Maximals can do it, why can't Fast and Furious? Okay, that's all I'm saying. All right, now let's get into puberty, but with Transformers.
Yep. Big change.
Bingo.
So Charlie and Memo begin a somewhat relationship.
Nah.
We also see Bumblebee mature from almost a child to a full-grown man, like that one episode of Rugrats where Stu is a baby. That's what I'm putting. Really?
Yeah.
You gotta fight the duck. I need my dad back. I don't want to be your dad, Tommy. I like being a baby with you. That was a weird episode.
Yeah,
That
well,
was
that's
really
right.
weird. Didn't he like? I mean, they didn't do anything, but like, I remember him like talking to Dee Dee, and her being like, "Oh, Stu, you're so playful," or something. It's like, well, I mean, he's got the mind of a baby right now, apparently. And so, like, can all babies like just talk the same language? Is that what we're going with Rugrats? And why was Angela, or not Angela,
What the hell is
Angelica?
going on?
Why was she able to like talk to the babies, but also to the humans?
Because she's young enough. Or else it's that theory that
So is it like a magical
Well,
language? You know, like when you forget about Santa
Angelica
Claus?
is just pretending that they were all still alive.
Dumb babies. All right. What are we talking about? Puberty. Yeah.
Yep.
Bumblebee becomes mature.
Yep.
All right. Now, this is when things are going to get complicated. So let's get into Transformers references. Part of a bigger universe. You just don't know it
You
yet.
become part of a bigger universe. You just don't know it yet.
All right, everybody. Here we go. This is the bulk of the episode right here. Just so we're clear. I'm kidding. There is a lot. So it's going to be a little complicated, but as a prequel to the rest of the live action series, Bumblebee includes setup elements for several of them. Okay. Ancillary media dating back to 2007 has primarily credited Megatron with inflicting the injuries that caused Bumblebee to lose his voice, with both the Aligned Continuity family and the Cyberverse cartoon adapting the idea for their continuities. But internal to the films themselves, no specifics were ever provided, with damage in battle being the only reason given for Bumblebee's muteness. Bumblebee tells the on-screen version of the story, revealing that Blitzwing was the culprit. So there's that. Meanwhile, Megatron himself is notably absent from the film's Cybertron set prelude since, per the first movie's events, he is still frozen on Earth at the time. Now, I'm doing all this as if it's the prequel. We're gonna also do it all as if it's a reboot and explain why it's a reboot. So we're covering both of these, okay? Meanwhile, let's see. The first film introduced Sector 7 and their Hoover Dam headquarters. A young Seymour Simmons, played by John Turturro, appears among the organization's ranks, though I believe that scene was actually cut out. It's one of the deleted scenes.
Gotcha.
Thanks to Charlie fitting him with a working radio, Bumblebee learns how to speak by using snippets of music to express himself, which is, of course, how he communicates in all the other films.
Yes. Sorry.
No, you're good. Thanks. Let's see. Burns warns Whalen of the potential for Decepticon attacks on Earth, citing Washington, D.C., New York City, and Chicago as possible targets. All three of these cities experienced Decepticon activity in other Transformers films, New York in Revenge of the Fallen, and D.C. and Chicago in Dark of the Moon. At the end of the movie, Bumblebee scans the 1977 Camaro mode that he had at the start of the original Transformers films. All right, that's how it could have been a prequel. Here's why it's not a prequel. Okay?
All right, let's go.
However, it was later decided to make Bumblebee function as a full reboot of the Transformers franchise, unlike the soft reboot that we had with Age of Extinction. So Age of Extinction gives us a whole new cast of human characters. So we still have Optimus and a lot of the regular Transformers. But, there's no Sam Witwicky, none of that stuff. So instead of doing that, this is a full reboot. That's the difference there. The film underwent significant reshoots that resulted in the deletion, alteration, and addition of scenes that create disjointedness between Bumblebee and the rest of the film series. The big principal continuity breaker is that the film completely throws out the Last Knight's premise. I don't know if you're aware of this, Maggie. The Last Knight's premise that Bumblebee and the Autobots were active on Earth during significant periods throughout history, such as the American Revolutionary War, the Napoleonic Wars, World War I, World War II, and so on, and instead shows Bumblebee to have first come to Earth in 1987. By extinction, this also throws the film's prequel comic, which also operated under the Last Knight's premise, out the window. So the comic was written before they rewrote the movie, and so even though it says a prequel to Bumblebee, it literally can't be a prequel to Bumblebee. Like, it just does not work.
Oh God.
More circumstantially, the film's aesthetics are notably different, hewing much closer to Generation 1. Cybertron itself closely resembles its Gen 1 design instead of the honeycomb design seen in Dark of the Moon and The Last Knight. Bumblebee's 77 Camaro robot mode body seen in the film's mid-credit sequence is entirely different from his 2007 film appearance, instead depicted as a variation of the body used through the rest of this film. Sector 7 refers to their meeting with Shatter and Dropkick as First Contact.
Yes.
Which feels a little off since, according to the first film, they've kept the Allspark and the frozen Megatron in the Hoover Dam since the early 20th century. Neither Megatron nor the Allspark are mentioned in the movie's final cut, with Dropkick and Shatter showing no awareness of them despite being allowed into the base where Sector 7 keeps them. So if they're in their base, obviously they should have seen all that, right?
Yes.
But these aren't really true inter-movie continuity breaking discrepancies, as the same thing happened in the original cut of the film, where Megatron did appear in Sector 7's possession in a mid-credit scene. We'll talk about that more later. That didn't happen, though.
Okay.
In keeping with the Allspark going unmentioned, the Autobots leave Cybertron because they are on the losing end of the war, with Bumblebee going to Earth to establish a fallback position for his comrades. Rather than search for the cube, this isn't particularly incompatible with what we see of B in the first film. The fact that the Autobots are seen arriving on Earth at the end of the 1987 film, when the first film showed them all coming in 2007, is more incongruous, but no more than The Last Knight claiming that they'd already been there for centuries. Reconciling either The Last Knight or Bumblebee with the first film requires assuming that the Autobots will leave Earth again at some point in the next 20 years to search other planets and systems for the Allspark, as mentioned in the first film's prologue, only to return when Bumblebee discovers it was on Earth all along. But as we said, this movie doesn't mention that. Notably, having Bumblebee lose his voice after coming to Earth actually necessitates a meeting between B and the other Autobots before the first movie, Ratchet noting the film that he'd been trying to fix Bumblebee's voice for a while, meaning his arrival in 2007 couldn't be the first time he'd seen Bumblebee since his lost voice.
Yeah. Okay.
These breaks in continuity have led to a debate among fans over whether the film constitutes a hard reboot of the movie universe, or if it is simply a reboot. The filmmakers have made vague, contradictory statements referring to the movie's place in continuity. Director Travis Knight said that the film was essentially restarting the franchise and rebooting these characters, while associate producer Lorenzo
heavens to Betsy, fancy name.
said it was neither a reboot nor a remake. Hasbro themselves referred to the film as the start of a new storytelling universe. Rise of the Beast, however, appears to definitively show that this is a separate universe from the Bay universe. So all this is kind of moot at this point because in Rise of the Beast, we see that obviously, unless everybody forgets their memory by the end of it, which I mean, it's not beyond possible.
No.
But like, I mean, you know, freaking, I'm blanking on it. Unicron is like trying to eat Earth, and like people see this, you know. So I mean, like, I feel like it's kind of all moot.
Yeah.
During the opening battle sequence, we're kind of done with the reboot prequel stuff. So let me ask you, Maggie, where do you fall on this? Was it a reboot or was it a prequel?
I think it's a reboot.
It has to be, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think I have it listed in here anymore, but, and I may, and if I do, I'll skip over it later. But essentially, they wrote this to be a prequel.
Yeah.
And then the last night shit the bed.
Yes.
And they were like, you know what? Maybe we should just start over with this whole thing. And like, because once they started making Bumblebee, they started writing it before the last night had been done. Mm-hmm. And then while the last night was being worked on, that's when they created the Transformers writing room. Yeah. And like brought everybody in to kind of set the stage for a Transformers universe. Yes. That could be various different things. Yeah. Right. And so at that point, that's when Bumblebee was reworked to be essentially a reboot. And they removed all the things that would have connected it to the original. Exactly. So, during the opening battle on Cybertron, the Autobots' weapons fire orange laser blasts, while the Decepticons fire blue ones. This replicates the color-coded blaster fire of the Gen 1 cartoon. So there's that. Optimus Prime's entrance into the Battle of Cybertron is a direct reference to his famous leap into action from the Transformers the movie. When he like jumps in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That is
right. Touch. In another seeming the movie homage, Brawn is downed by a shot to the shoulder during his cameo. This time, however, he survives and is seen among the Autobots getting into the escape pods. The well-known Autobots are accompanied by generic recolors of Ironhide with one of two new heads. Mm-hmm. The Seekers' Cybertronian alternate modes are loosely inspired by their Tetrajet modes from the Gen 1 episode. Starscream is the only unique Seeker to appear during the film's Cybertron sequences. The rest of their forces are made up of countless robots that recycle 5 generic designs: blue and white, purple and gray, green and gray.
Because he is king.
So blue and white is based on Gen 1 Thundercracker. Purple and gray is based on Gen 1 Skywarp. Green and gray is based on Armada Thrust. Teal and white and gray and red are the others. They're not based on anything. The Thrust model has a triangular protrusion position behind his head, loosely replicating the character's conehead appearance without actually giving him a genuine conehead.
Wow.
There you go, Maggie. While it is hard to determine which, if any, of these generic robots are the actual movie universe incarnations of Thundercracker, Skywarp, and Thrust, Studio Series toy bios help clear matters up. The real Thrust is stated to be the one who joined Starscream in blasting the Autobots' launch pad with missiles to stop their escape from Cybertron. So there's that. Of course, the console version of the Revenge of the Fallen game features Seeker Warriors colored like Thundercrackers, Seeker Snipers colored like Skywarp, and Seeker Scouts colored like Thrust. Coincidence? I know there's so much here. As Optimus calls retreat, RC and Cliffjumper wield pistols that are a direct design match to the generic pistol design used for Autobots in Season 2 of the Gen 1 cartoon. The Cybertron Tower containing the launch pad is based on the Great Dome. I don't even know what the Great Dome is, but...
Is it the DC fandom?
No, it's the Nug Dome, actually.
Nug Dome!
The Shockwave's eye flickers very subtly during his brief line of dialogue, like his Gen 1 counterpart. Shatter, according to Travis Knight, is based on Nightbird. The concept of Cybertron falling into Decepticon hands and the Autobots initiating a mass exodus originates from the Aligned Continuity family, although in this case, the Autobots depart in individual escape pods instead of a single gargantuan starship. Teletran 1 can be sighted in the background as the Autobots enter their escape pods. That's kind of cool. Yeah. Teletran 1. Remember that? Yeah. The classic transformation noise is used liberally throughout the entire film. It was so good. Anytime they did it, it was warmed my heart. I loved it so freaking much. Oh my god. I can't wait to hear it again in the new one. I can't wait to hear him say Maximize.
They better say Maximize. It's gonna be the best thing. And in the post-credit scene, somebody should say Terrorize.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay, now wait. It would be really cool if, like, the post-credits scene, like, Megatron, dinosaur Megatron, like, walks out and meets the original Megatron or whatever. That would be cool.
You are my predecessor.
It's like,
yes.
we come from the future, yes.
You are sexy, yes.
Oh, they said to love myself. I don't know they meant this. Oh, Megatron. For the royalty.
Oh my god.
Dude, it'd be great. Oh my god. I just want to watch Spin Air Rat Trap at some point. Just at some point, you know? So, Blitzwing drops a well-known feminism as he fights B127, stating that the Autobots will die screaming like friends. Like B152's friends. There we go. He will die screaming like his friends. There you go. Memo is reading a copy of GoBots magazine, which he tosses aside when he sees Charlie. Though GoBots magazine was a real publication, the issue Memo reads isn't one of the 5 real-life issues that exist. However, it faithfully emulates the cover style down to the collector poster inside cover tag. In a deleted scene, Memo even theorizes that Bumblebee is a GoBot.
I love how it's on me the whole entire time.
I'm trying to keep the camera cut back and forth, you know? Memo even theorizes that Bumblebee is a GoBot. So there you go. The fight between Bumblebee and Dropkick includes a sequence where Dropkick picks up Bumblebee and throws him. Then the Autobot lands in car mode, veers around, and jumps to punch him in the face, which harkens back to the fight choreography between Skywarp and Jazz from the G1 cartoon Season 1 opening credits. Optimus's vehicle mode at the end of the film is a Freightliner cab over truck, very similar to his G1 counterpart. He's even pulling the classic trailer, which has the signature stripe on its side. He is not, though. That is not Optimus Prime.
That's not him.
It's just a truck.
It's a truck.
It's just a truck. It's not Optimus Prime. You're supposed to think it is. And they said we left it vague enough.
And like me and him actually paused it, and I was like, "Is there an Autobot symbol anywhere on him?" And there isn't.
They said they legitimately left it vague enough so that if this was to lead into Transformers 2007, that it could.
Yeah.
But that that they could get away with it if they didn't. Like if Bumblebee failed, that this would work enough to count.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Kind of like Batman Begins, right? Like if Batman Begins had failed, then the Joker reference at the end could just lead into Batman.
Yeah.
But it didn't fail, so they did the Dark Knight.
Yeah.
So there you go. Let's see. One of the vehicles Bumblebee rejects scanning is the Urban Assault vehicle from Stripes. I didn't know that.
Why Stripes?
Hey man, you know,
Bill Murray movie.
Hey,
why?
Why not? That's the real question. Charlie has a poster for the rock band The Pretenders, which coincidentally is the name of a Transformers subgroup involving the robots disguising themselves as humans. All right,
yes!
this needs to be taken down a notch. Let's reel it in a little bit. Throughout the film, Charlie wears band shirts for Elvis Costello and the Attractions, Motorhead, The Damned, the Rolling Stones, and the Smiths. Charlie eats Mr. T cereal.
Yes.
The Watson family dog Conan is named after Conan the Barbarian. Uncle Hank and Charlie's family watch Alf, a sitcom from the 80s about an alien taking refuge in a human home. Human home. There you go.
Why isn't it cats?
It's not a cat. Hey, where's the cats? My favorite Alf was when he teamed up with like the Turtles and Kermit.
Oh, to tell you about drugs.
Yeah.
Because of Ronald Reagan's wife.
Listen, Jack, you don't need to do crack. Eat a pussy instead. I love cats.
It's not a cat.
Cliff Jumper. No, the station wagon Charlie's family drives is based on the one in National Lampoon's Vacation. Cliff Jumper repeats his name and rank while being interrogated by Shatter and Dropkick, which refers to a real-life rule in the Geneva Convention that states these are the only things soldiers have to divulge under interrogation. More specifically, this reference a typical exaggeration in film and TV in which soldiers only recite these in response to their captors.
Okay.
It's doing great, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Fantastic.
Dropkick and Shatter's arrival in Earth almost mirrors the appearance of the bug in Men in Black. Bumblebee watches The Breakfast Club,
I love it.
leading him to emulating Judd Nelson's iconic fist pump several times throughout the rest of the film. Other musicians featured in Charlie's drawer of cassettes include Joan Jett, Adam and the Ants, Guns N' Roses, Talking Heads, NXS, Pink Floyd, Oingo Boingo, Huey Lewis and the News, and Prism. She also mentioned Stevie Nicks and the Rolling Stones while searching for tapes. Also seen in the collection of records is Roxy Music's For Your Pleasure. Shatter asks Powell to take the Decepticons to your leader, referring to age-old tropes from early alien-related science fiction. The letters BFG are written on Charlie's jean jacket, a reference to The BFG, a children's book about a young girl befriending a big, friendly giant and defeating a group of evil giants together. Spot on.
Steven Spielberg's.
Sector 7 uses a variant of the WOPR supercomputer from War Games. War Games.
War Games.
They
I
have
don't
the,
like
they have the
RCs.
computer. They have the computer from War Games.
That's pretty cool. Sorry.
It's okay. While looking
getting
around
frustrated.
the Watson's house, Bumblebee is briefly intrigued by a can of Tab soda and a game of Pong running on an Atari 2600. Otis wears a Bruce Lee t-shirt during the third act. Memo's room has posters for The Thing, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Tom Baker era Doctor Who, and a Heather Thomas pinup.
Mm-hmm.
Bumblebee's Rampage is a direct nod to the 1999 Warner Brothers animated film The Iron Giant, in which the titular robot protagonist assaults the U.S. military with glowing red optics in retaliation for them harming his human best friend.
Yes.
Ron claims he learned his driving skills from Miami Vice. So now let's get into the Talon mix. Remy Zero!
Yeah, I like these guys. Yeah. Remy Zero!
I'm so thrown off right now.
All right. The Transformers soundtrack for Bumblebee. The transmission that Cliffjumper and the Decepticons pick up from B127 is the theme song to Cheers. Sometimes you wanna go. After repairing Bumblebee's radio, Charlie inserts a cassette of the Smiths album Strange Ways. Here We Come and Girlfriend in a Coma briefly plays before B ejects the tape. Charlie also tries inserting a cassette for Rick Astley album Whenever You Need Somebody, causing it to play a snippet from Never Gonna Give You Up. The record Charlie takes from her father's collection is Sam Cooke's 1961 album Sam's Song, and when she puts it on, Sam Cooke's version of Unchained Melody plays. A snippet of The Touch plays when Bumblebee is encouraging Charlie to dive from the cliff. The soundtrack list includes Back to Life by Haley Steinfeld, Big Mouth Strikes Again by the Smiths, Things Can Only Get Better by Howard Jones, Runaway by Bon Jovi, Save a Prayer by Duran Duran, Higher Love by Steve Winwood, Take on Me by Aha. Everybody heard that new song? It's not new, but what's his name? Harry Styles samples Take on Me.
I don't think I have.
Yes, you have. Come on, Harry, we want to.
Oh. I didn't know that's what he sampled. I didn't know that.
Are you kidding? Wait,
I'm not
no,
kidding.
you knew it sampled. Maggie.
I'm not good with tones. You know this.
Maggie, it's literally the music to Take on Me. Like it's literally the song. Hang on. Everybody, this is important. Harry Styles As It Was. All right, I got to talk over this so that we don't get claimed. Come on. That's Take on Me.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. You didn't know?
Matt, I
Until
didn't
just
know. Yeah, until now.
Come on.
I didn't know. I was just jamming to it. Yeah, I hear
Wow.
it now.
There
I'm
you go.
sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'm not
I'm
cool
shaming
like
you.
you.
I'm shaming you.
I know you are, and I'm saying I'm not cool like you.
Hey, you know what?
I'm not cool
It's
like
okay.
you.
You are cool.
I'm not cool like you.
Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Tears for Fears. It Takes Two by Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock. The Touch by Stan Bush. I Can't Wait by New Shoes. I Can't Drive 55 by Sammy Hagar. Dance Hall Days by Wang Chung. Girlfriend in a Coma by the Smiths. Don't You Forget About Me, remastered by the Simple Minds. And Back to Life 80s remix by Haley Steinfeld. Next time on Beast Wars.
Next time, Gadget. Next time.
Rise of the Beast
Bitches.
is the next one. That's right, everybody. We have reached the end of the episode. Maggie, I am so freaking excited to finally watch these beasts rise. Will Transformers Rise of the Beast be any good?
I think so.
Now, I will say,
hope.
I've seen some people saying like, oh, well, I don't know. Is it going to be good? Is it not going to be good? I don't know. And like some people have already like seen like the premiere of it or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm not paying attention to it because a lot of the times people hate on Transformers movies. And I think they're fun.
Yeah.
You know, even the ones that suck. I mean, except for The Last Night. The Last Night is not fun at all. But, you know, even like Dark of the Moon, I'm like, I mean, it's fun at the very least. And this looks like it'll be at least fun.
I think it'd be
You know, it may be like empty, but not everything has to be Spider-Verse, you know,
No.
which is a perfect film. Maggie, anything you want to catch us up on chat before we get out of here?
Eric agrees it's a reboot.
That's right, Eric. You're on the right side of history, my friend.
He said, "Hells yeah, Matt. That's what my post-credit scene has played out in my head with Megatron walking out of the shadows, and you hear a David K's voice."
Yeah.
And Eric says, "Yes, I'm going tomorrow at 7."
Sweet. Oh my God, Eric. We'll have
Lucky dog.
a lot of posts going up in the community tab for our channel. Feel free just to let us know if you enjoyed it or not.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I know you're not going to spoil it, but like, you know, if you want to, you know, comment and stuff, please feel free. We'd love to get to know what you think about it. Speaking of tomorrow night, we'll be back tomorrow night. We are not going back to Smallville this week. We're actually going to do the Hopefully Awesome show, which we missed yesterday. And we're going to review Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
So, and I'm just going to go ahead and tell you right now, maybe the best movie of the year. I don't know.
Masterpiece.
I don't know if anything, even Rise of the Beast, I don't know if it can be better. And if it can be, we are in for a goddamn treat. Okay. I'm just going to say, like, if any movie the rest of this year is better than Across the Spider-Verse, then we're just living in a world of riches at this moment.
I think we already are because we're getting so much like cool crap this
I mean,
summer.
we've already got Across the Universe or Spider-Verse. Next, we're getting Rise of the Beast. After that, we get The Flash. A couple of weeks later, we get Indiana Jones. A couple of weeks later, we get Mission Impossible. A couple of weeks later, we get Barbie and Oppenheimer. And then like a month later, we get Blue Beetle. So, I mean, it's just
and also
banger
Teenage
after
Mutant
banger.
Ninja-
Oh, yeah, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Speaking of, next week, we kick it off. Going back to the sewers, everybody. That's right. We are revisiting all of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movies.
Yes.
We're doing all the live action and TMNT and the original movie
Baby.
from the 80s.
Yes.
Like that, like not the. I mean, we're doing the live action, but I meant like the series, the cartoon.
Yeah.
The first 5 episodes make up a
Yes.
movie.
We're
So
doing
gonna
that
do that.
one. Yeah.
Yeah,
But, like,
we're doing that first, so that'll actually be next week.
I'm so pumped for
It's gonna
the
be great.
first Teenage Mutant.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Thanks for watching, and as always,
Have a hopefully awesome day.
maximize.
Terrorize.